IRS Presentation by Andrew.
And Rohit.
Okay. The purpose of the IRS. The IRS is an agency that collects tax revenue for the federal government. Also, the IRS takes care of processing tax returns, communicating with taxpayers, and conducting audits. The commissioners of the IRS oversee taxes, enforcing laws, and tax laws. Funding in the IRS. The IRS is funded by taxpayers' money. The disagreements on how much taxes should be paid can result in people who work in the IRS to be underfunded. If there is a shortage of funding in the IRS, it can result in the people in the IRS to not be paid, which can then result in a shortage of calls being answered or letters being processed. A shortage of money can happen when taxes are too high with the public, so they refuse to pay them. What do taxes help fund? The IRS falls under the executive branch under the Department of Treasury. The taxes that are paid for by the citizens of America go to funding education, Medicaid, higher education such as colleges, transportation, corrections, public assistance, and other things. Most of the taxes we pay for go to funding education. This chart shows how much money is paid for in the IRS. 25% is paid for K through 12 education, and 14% is paid for higher education.
The leader of the IRS. The commissioner is the chief executive of the IRS. Commissioners are appointed by the President and approved by the Senate. The commissioner of the IRS serves 5-year terms. The current commissioner of the IRS is Daniel Werfel, who was appointed and approved as commissioner on May 16, 2013. Correspondence audit. There are 2 types of audits in an IRS. There is a correspondence audit. In a correspondence audit, it is much faster than the other type. It typically involves an issue on what the service received versus what you put. The IRS will usually send you a letter telling you how much to pay. If you don't agree, you could write an explanation letter along with any documents that show you are right. The other audit. Then there is another type of audit. This is where there are several issues on the return. In this audit, you will receive a letter from the audit service. In the letter, they will ask you to call in and make an appointment. The letter includes the issues they want to look at along with Pub 1 that explains your rights in the appeal process. After you make an appointment, you will have to bring records to support your case. At the conclusion of the audit process, there can be 1 of 3 results. 1, no change, which means the return is accepted as filed. 2, refund, which means you get your money back. Or 3, you owe them money. Keywords and phrases. Taxes, audits, money, representatives, lawyers, executive branch, Department of Treasury, Pub 1, funding, education, streets, services, Medicaid, transportation, public schools, Internal Revenue Service, and laws.